You know what's so unfortunate about the whole world, not just America, is you have people in positions that can tell you the truth, but they bow down to the few people that are the powers that be. They hide, they do what they want them to do because of the almighty dollar, because of blackmail, because of fear. And they pick and choose what they're going to bring to the gym pop, whether it's this country or another country. But everybody want to pretend like they want peace and they don't like division. You journalists, why don't you start by telling us the news the way you're supposed to tell us, objectively, truthfully. I'll be back. Hey folks, welcome back. Thank you for your time and attention. And hey, why don't you check out the whole entire video? Share it with your friends, your loved ones, co-workers, and subscribe, comment, and all that old good stuff. So let's get on with this. The Congo is something that I never really wanted to talk about because it was so overwhelming. Just any tragedies around the world that are heart-wrenching. Just like I've been hearing about this war in the Congo for a while. And I remember maybe a year ago, I think I heard something. Oh my God, it was something they were reporting that was going on. I think it was like a mass genocide. It just, when you don't know what to do in the physical, when you don't, like, how can I help these people? What do you do? And then you have people that can help them who are not. And there's someone, multiple people are benefiting from this bloodshed from this war. So of course they're not going to stop it. But the reason why I brought this video to you guys today is because of a video that I stumbled across. I didn't even know it was in existence, for real. That is why I said what I said initially in the beginning of this video, because I was like, I see how the media get down. They talk about, they barrage you with whatever they want to barrage you with. Some of it I think is nonsensical, stupid even. And then the things that they should be expressing, the things that they should be sharing with the Gen Pop, they don't, or they share it briefly and then bury it. So check out this clip, and then I'll get into this clip is the reason why I'm doing a video about the Congo. So check it out.
I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that our president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I covered President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country. Right. They never gave me any answer.
Did you hear what she said? She said that she asked Biden. Let me play it again real quick.
And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I covered President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country. Right. They never gave me any answer.
That clip spoke for itself. I don't really have to say much. It's just amazing to me how this country will literally focus on one group and give them so much help, like stuff them like they're a fat cat or make them a fat cat, and then ignore everyone else. Let's continue.
And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people. They see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace, because he said you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice, boy, and that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. You covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I covered even your first administration.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, so when I saw the clip, just the mere fact that he is helping the Congo to, freedom from a war, living in a war-torn country, I was elated, I don't know his reasons behind it. I would have to do, and if there are reasons behind it, that are nefarious, I would have to do some research. And I implore you guys to do some research. Find out, before you come and attack it and, oh my God, yeah, whatever, anything this man do. Okay, this is what I was just talking about. I was talking to my family member about before I came in here to finish this video. I was saying, what if Trump does something that is so phenomenal for those called Black Americans? What would you do? Would you still, speak against it? What if he says, just for starters, I will give you each Black American an acre or two, each family an acre or two of land. Those who don't like him for whatever reason, would you take it? Or would you say, hell no, I don't want nothing from him? Because I'm going to let you know in advance, if that does happen and you don't want that land because it came from him, I'll take it. Especially if it's side by side. If the partial, if it's side by side, I'll take it. I sure would. If you want to play the fool, play the fool. But let's get on with this content. After I saw that news clip, I decided to do a little research and to find out, when the war started, how long it's been going on, and basically they have had multiple wars. It's like some wars began in the 90s, I believe, and then it might have been sooner than that, but what I saw like 90 something, and it lasted for like a year or two, and then it stopped, and then they had another war, and then the present war started in 2004 to this present time. And you're telling me this world, you have the UN and you have other leaders in this country, in this world, nobody tried to intervene? Because Africa is the richest continent in the world. So when there are wars on that continent, believe you me, it is about money. And they could give a damn about a soul. Okay, let me read these a couple of articles briefly of what I researched about the Congo war, or wars, this current war that's going on. DR Congo war triggers surge in S violence. That's why those who could have stopped this sooner, you got a lot of blood on your hands, for real. Funding cuts to international aid organizations mean that medical assistance has dried up for vulnerable people affected by conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Risky not her real name, told DW that she survived an attack. The title of this paragraph is Survivors Receive No Justice. I remember I did a video and I was talking about how there's anti-feminism worldwide. And man, when I said something about that, especially pertaining to America, look around. Those who don't want to believe it or want to ignore it, look at how many articles and videos come out where husbands, boyfriends, ex have unalived their mates. The ex-wives, girlfriends, doesn't matter if they had children with them or not. And then you tell me there's no anti-feminism in this world, in this country. Let's go on. 3 soldiers broke into my house to loot, she said. One of them came into my bedroom to arm me, but I resisted. The others shouted at him to leave, but he refused, she said. Luckily, my son came to my rescue and they left after they had trashed everything. The crime took place in February in Kavmuv village. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I know I did. About 30 kilometers, 18 miles north of this other country or village. Is it Bukavu? After that, Rizki, a mother of 5, has found refuge in Bukavu. She hoped to receive justice during a planned trial, but them M23 fighters took the city. Judges, lawyers, defendants, convicts, and even some survivors fled. I started trading, she said. Unfortunately, armed men came back to the neighborhood where I had fled with my children. They unalived 2 neighbors. We fled again, and I only came back recently. The survivors have been silenced. The new occupiers did not improve much. Witnesses reported cases of R and S violence in the M23 occupied cities of Bukavu and Goma, especially targeting married women and girls. Women were also forced to perform S acts in exchange for various services, and in many cases, survivors did not press charges out of fear and shame. One young woman who wishes to remain anonymous was wrongfully locked up in a Secret Service prison. She told DW of her experience there. DW is DW.com. What is the name of this website? It's just DW. Okay. At night, one guard threatened to arm me. When I pushed him away, he hit me. I screamed out in pain. Luckily, the superior officer came and the guard was whipped. Those who witnessed the scene told me guards usually are women without their superiors knowing, she said. R is a weapon of war in DR Congo. Doctors Without Borders, MSF, an emergency medical organization, reports that S violence cases have exploded, especially in North Kivu, since fighting between the Congolese army and the M23 began. MSF reports treating almost 40,000 victims there in 2024 between January and April 2025. Did I say 2024? I meant 2024. Then between January and they treated those victims in 2024 between January and April 25. There were almost 7,400 victims and survivors. In South Kivu, MSF has assigned almost 700 people in the Kali and Uveria region since the start of 2025, according to the MSF's report. The vast majority of attacks reported by victims in 2025 were committed at gunpoint, with predators remaining unaccountable. The systematic use of R as a weapon of war is not only a violation of human rights, but also a deliberate strategy to destabilize communities. DRC County Director of CARE International told DW. CARE registered 67,000 cases of S violence against women and girls in the first 4 months of 2025, a 38% increase from 2024. Because of the ongoing fighting, more women are being attacked and are. At the same time, the United States government has cut financial aid, which is normally 40%. We no longer have emergency drugs to prevent HIV infection after all in stock at our health centers. Jesus. Oh. So that's another reason why, I was elated to hear that something is actually being done, because, when there is a war, the most vulnerable members of society, children, elderly, and women, are the ones who, are in greater danger. So let's jump on to the next article. Congo, this is by NBC News. Congo and Rwanda sign a U.S. mediated peace deal aimed at ending decades of bloody conflict. The Central African nation of Congo has been racked by conflict with more than 100 armed guards, the most potent backed by Rwanda, that have unalived millions since the 90s. Told you I saw it. That's where they started, like in the 90s. The Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda on Friday signed a peace deal facilitated by the U.S. to help end the decades-long deadly fighting in eastern Congo, while helping the U.S. government and American companies gain access to critical minerals in the region. Yeah, it's always a reason, huh? At least they offered to do something. Remember what she said? She tried to contact the other administration and they ignored her. I guess because they didn't need something at the time, huh? Today, the violence and destruction comes to an end and the entire region begins a new chapter of hope and opportunity. Harmony, prosperity, and peace, President Donald Trump told the foreign ministers of the two countries at a Washington House meeting. The agreement was signed earlier at the State Department's Treaty Room beneath a portrait of Colin Powell, the first African American to hold the job of the top U.S. diplomat. Their Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, called it an important moment after 30 years of war. The Central African nation of Congo has been racked by conflict with more than 100 armed groups, the most potent backed by Rwanda, that have killed millions or unalived millions since the 1990s. Did I say? I think I said 100 earlier when I read it. I think I said 100 armed guards, and I was like, when I read that part, I read it incorrectly, but I was saying to myself, 100 armed guards, that's all y'all got to fight these rebels? But I read it wrong. Quid pro quo. You do for me and I'll do for you. I mean, isn't that the way of the world? Most people aren't going to do much for you freely if they're not going to get anything back. Alrighty then. While the deal is seen as a turning point, analysts don't believe it will quickly end the fighting because the most prominent armed group says it does not apply to it. Many Congolese see it mainly as an opportunity for the U.S. to acquire critical minerals needed for much of the world's technology after their government reached out to Trump for support in fighting the rebels. Trump has pushed to gain access to such minerals at a time when the United States and China are actively competing for influence in Africa. Congo's foreign minister, Teresi, I'm not even going to try to say that middle name, Wagner, invoked the millions of victims of the conflict and signed an agreement with Rwandan Foreign Minister Oliver, and the last name began with an N. Both expressed optimism but stressed significant work still to do to end the fighting. Some wounds will heal, but they will never fully disappear, Wagner said. Those who have suffered the most are watching. They are expecting this agreement to be respected, and we cannot fail them. Great deal of uncertainty because previous agreements were not put in place. There's no doubt that the road ahead will not be easy, he said, but with the continued support of the United States and other partners, we believe that a turning point has been reached. They, along with Rubio, lauded the support of the Gulf Arab nation of Qatar in facilitating the agreement, which Doha has been working on for months at the request of the U.S. and others. The agreement has provisions on territorial integrity, prohibition of hostilities, and the disengagement, disarmament, and conditional integration of non-state armed groups. Asked in the Oval Office about violations of the agreement, Trump said he didn't think that would happen, but also warned of very severe penalties, financial and otherwise, if it did. So it just goes on to say that the deal is most likely not going to end the conflict quickly, but that the U.S. role looks like it's going to put an end to the conflict. And you know what? They said mostly untapped minerals are estimated to be worth as much as $24 trillion by the U.S. Department of Commerce. Christian Malika, a political science at the Congolese think tank, called the deal a major turning point, but said it could in no way eliminate all the issues of the conflict. Of course, if there's conflict anywhere in the world, it's going to take some time to resolve those conflicts. I mean, what happens overnight, even in your own family or friendship? If there's some conflict, does it end overnight? So think about it on your level. Nothing really gets resolved overnight, except a sitcom or TV drama. Everything gets resolved within that 50 minutes, 59 minutes. Okay, 58 minutes. What is it? 58 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that. That's about it. I just wanted to give you guys a little brief history on the Congo and what is going to take place with this deal that Congo and America has joined together to do. So I will try to keep I will try to pay attention to it and see how it turns out, or see how it goes. Hopefully it's each country holds its end of the bargain or the deal, because that's too many souls, too many lives that have been extinct. Yeah, there's some sickness going on in this world. You got people that are so cold and so heartless. Wars are just, wars and lives taken is just, a part of it, a part of everyday life. They don't care. As long as it doesn't happen to their family. And then some of them don't care if it happened to their family or not. They are so sold out. So sold out. They don't even care. But like I said, I'm going to keep watching this. Keep watch at this, what's going on with Congo and the U.S. And I will let you guys keep you abreast as well. Thank you guys for your time and attention. I'm out. See you in the next video.